and welcome here to Indianapolis for the start of the second half of the Craftsman Cup Series, round 14 out of 26. Looking forward to this track here again. Who's going to be the lucky driver and the team that's going to be kissing the bricks for tomorrow's 60 lapper? Anyway, we're going to do some qualifying for your enjoyment tonight, as James Qualls is the first to come out on the track, so we'll get focused on him. There he is, driving the Pepsi Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Now, I tell you what, the Hendrick teammates are actually doing a lot better than what they did last season. Completely whole new driver lineup there, because you had RJ Bishop and you had Kyle Matthews and also Nathan Ormond, who was driving the 25 car. And they've had a complete driver reshuffle, and they're all doing absolutely fine. The lowest one of all is Chris Summers, as he is sitting 14th in the points. But the other three drivers, Noah Cars, James Qualls that we're looking at, and Michael Norman, are all sitting in the top 10. Although all four of these drivers, they have not had a win to their name. Maybe tomorrow could be the day that a Hendrick driver will kiss the bricks. Who knows? Anyway, James Qualls, who actually leads the way in terms of top 5 finishes. It was exactly the same as what he did last season when he drove for Robert Yates, when he drove the 88 car, because he had 7 top 5 finishes in 20 races. The next guy down was about 5 top 5 finishes. But he comes into this 5th in the championship, and he's had 5 top 5 finishes already, the most of any, like I says, and 6 top 10 finishes. Only just sits a meager 149 points behind the championship leader Wes McCall coming at this race. So another good finish here, and maybe another bad finish from Wes McCall, and Nick could really liven up the championship after Indianapolis. Anyway, he was the first one to cross the line. Here comes Jessica Shelton as Nick Gunfer goes out on the track, as well as Colin Jones. We just saw them, Colin Jones and Brent Wintergreen. Don't forget what happened to them two last week at Daytona. Wintergreen feeling very sore after his big accident 1 week ago. And it was a shame too, because Wintergreen had a really fast car in the first 10-15 laps or so. He was leading a good amount of laps at Daytona. And then obviously the big crash happened where Colin Jones, who was right behind him, is really smashed into him. And yeah, Brent is driving here quite a bit hurt, but still cleared enough to race at Indianapolis there. So he's driving with a little bit of pain, is the 07. Just behind him, though, is his teammate Matt McLean, who is doing absolutely terrible this season. He was a championship contender last season. He's last in the points, is the 31 team. And as Wintergreen just goes, let's Matt go by. There's Noah Cars sitting just there in the top 10 as Matt McIntyre just goes out. And there is Sanford making his tied car looking very nice through 3. And there is the champion, Danny Wells. Danny Wells is just outside the top 10. He's 11th in the championship. Got a win to his name already. When he won the championship, he didn't win a race. And there is James Qualls now closer to Shelton. And there is Michael Norman. And what a turnaround Michael Norman's having. 4th in the standings. He was probably about dead last in the points last season at this point. So great effort there for Michael Norman. What an absolute turnaround, as we've got some couple of rookies battling with Trent Dunham and Sky Commons. There's Jack Mitchell in the 42 and Charlie Buxton in the 89, just passing Trent Dunham on the inside, and Sky Commons, who is now starting to fall back in the championship. He comes into this now 29th in the standings, Sky, and he is the second lowest placed driver that's had a win already this season. Ali Rain is the lowest, and she's down in a 40th position, but she is, well, I thought she was actually sort of climbing, but she actually lost 2 positions from Daytona. Charlie Buxton in, driving away. Started well at Daytona. I think he started on the outside of row 2. Yeah, he did. This already looks like he's driving away from the bunch of cars there. It says, oh, we've got ourselves a bunch of cars right here. Ali Rain with Chris Summers, Jesse Turner, Jamie Smith, Fitzwater, and Dylan Poteet, who is second in the standings. Now, don't forget, qualifying still rules apply. If a car is disappeared, if they get involved in an accident or an engine blow up or anything like that, but if the car disappears in the pits, they will start at the back of the grid as Jamie Smith looks to the inside of Zach Fitzwater. Now we've got some two Rouse Racing teammates then working together. Diego Ospina, he's also starting to fall down in the order of points. The already a race winner, who's down 21st place, and Nathan Hudson, the winner at Motegi. And where is Nathan in the standings? Nathan Hudson is 13th, so that's unlucky for some. Oh, more pack of cars here. Dylan Young, last week's pole winner, with Levi McIntyre, with Seth Cole, and also Brandon Ross and McCrory, and the winner last week. There he is there, Christian Martin. He is now 6th in the standings. So it was overall a really good night then for the Penske team. Well, unfortunately not for Ali Rain. She got caught up in that big wreck, which saw Wintergreen tumble. But Dylan Young got the pole and Martin got the victory. So all round a good day for the Penske team as McCrory goes on the inside as well as Seth Cole. And there is the championship leader then. Extended the lead up by 41 points last week. It's now a 46-point advantage now he has over Poteet. Bishop still in third. And there is Brandon Tedesco, who had who fell down the order last week. He had a DNF to his name, unfortunately. Driving the black and fluorescent yellow Menards car. Actually pulling away from Wes McCall. In fact, McCall's going into the pits. Now, these are two drivers that we need to talk about. Kyle Matthews and, oh my, Daniel Voiles here. Those two drivers, we have seen them up front a lot of the time, but the results really does reflect where they are in the standings. Daniel Voiles is, what, 36th in the standings? Yeah. And Kyle Matthews is up, he's up by a few more places, 28th. But we have seen a load of times where Voiles and Matthews have both been up front, but then their results, they've like faded away towards the end of the race. And like I said, their position in the points really doesn't reflect how they've been driving. Really, especially Daniel Voiles, because we have seen him a lot of the times up front in the majority of these races, but his finishing has just been awful. He's just not had the rub of the green though. Alex Rowe, and the guy in third in the championship, there he is, RJ Bishop. So his move from Hendrick to Chip Ganassi has paid off really well. There's Austin LaPlante, Carson Gum. Now Carson Gum's actually moving up in the standings now after his third place finish at Daytona. He's now 23rd place in the standings when he spent the majority of the season down in the bottom half of the point standings. So, you know, a little bit of a revival here for the 1919. And there's Matt McLean into the pit lane. And there's Carson Green. Carson Green has had two really fast-looking cars. One at Bullet, where he started pretty poor. But he had some car, though. He had a bad, fast car. Unfortunately, he didn't qualify, though, to finish in the top three. But he was as high as third at one point in the race. But he had such a really fast car. And again, he showed it at Daytona and all. But again, it was just the finish that let him down. Finished in 15th place, when the majority of the time we saw him being in the top 10. So I think Carson came out of Daytona a little bit gutted after that. And there's Shelton, she's all by herself. As James Qualls, the first guy we saw out on track, heads into the pit lane, currently sitting in 18th place. Well, we've got 40 seconds to go until the end of qualifying. There's a look at Sam Oskin. Any other drivers that we haven't seen? Or two Joe Gibbs teammates working together, Lamas and Ervig. They're now sort of on the same level now after what happened at Road America, when Ervig was a lap down and actually held up his teammate for him to lose a position in the process. And there's the other of the Joe Gibbs team, pushing Joshua Collard across the start-finish line. And now it is Jesse Turner. He puts his Valvoline Chevy into the pit lane, and Yep, still so far things are working still with the 07 and the 66. No contact, no bitter rivalry, so to speak. Oh, Danny Wells there just scraping the wall going into 3. There he is there, and there's Sam Oskin driving the Subway forward as we've got 0 seconds left on the clock. So qualifying has ended. And we're just going to see about another 20 odd seconds to go with Sam Oskin. Someone else is coming out on track on it's Christian Martin. There's no real need because we've only got like 10 seconds to go. So what we'll do is we'll actually pause it then, and I will look back on the pit lane coverage to see if there are any cars that have disappeared, and I will get back to you in just a couple of seconds. Right, we are back, and I can happily say to you that no cars disappeared, so everyone is going to be starting where they ended up in practice, or qualifying, I should say. So then, who will be the driver that's going to start on the pole for tomorrow's race at the Brickyard? It will be Chris Summers in the 48 machine and Daniel Voiles. So it's a Chevrolet and a Ford front row, and then the Dodge. So the 3 manufacturers, 1, 2, and 3. And it's actually an old Dodge affair with Ali Rain and Alex Rowe. The All-Star champion Seth Cole will start from 5th position alongside the back-to-back winner Jesse Turner driving the 10 car, Jamie Smith and Dylan Young. Dylan Young continuing his good qualifying runs as of late. And Matt McIntyre and Brandon Ross will complete the top 10. Chevys in 11th and 12th. Dodgers in 13th and 14th. Then we have second place driver in the standings, RJ Bishop, and he'll be alongside Levi McIntyre. Zachary Fitzwater and Sky Commons make up row 9. Then in row 10 will be Austin LaPlante and Liam Ervig. James Qualls and Matt McLean, 2 drivers that are on the opposite sides of the spectrum of the driver standings, 21st and 22nd. Diego Ospina and Jack Mitchell will be on row 12. And then on row 13 is Noah Cars and Colin Jones. Trent Dunham and Michael Norman will be on row 14. No sign of the championship leader. And there he is there. You can see him right there too. So out of the top 3, RJ Bishop is the best place out of the top 3 in the driver's standings. Carson Gum and Cody Lammers will be on row 15. Then Nick Gunther and Joshua Collard will be on row 16. Teammates on row 17, Sam Oskin and Nathan Hudson. Championship leader starting deep in the field, 35th place ahead of Brand Disco. And the man that's second in the championship will be alongside the winner at Daytona 1 week ago, Christian Martin. Jessica Shelton and the rookie Charlie Buxton will make up the 20th row, and on the final row will be Charles Sanfer and Carson Green. So that'll be a disappointment for Carson. He's got a lot of work to do in that 15 machine. So there we have it then. Congratulations then to Chris Summers, and I think it also might be the first Hendrick pole position. And if I look through my sheet of papers here, I think he is the first Hendrick driver to get a pole position. And I'm looking at it, and yes, I believe he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, so Chris Summers then becomes the first Hendrick driver to start on the pole. Now, can he do what no other driver's done in the return of the CCS? And that is have a pole to flag victory. There's only one way to find out, and you're going to have to watch the race tomorrow. It should be really exciting for the 60-lap event at Indianapolis. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow for the race itself.